Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today it is time to look on the update 1.87 dev server at some of the helicopter changes that have coming to the game. So the first one is we have a new set of cockpits and they are HD. So we've got the Mi-24P cabin for the Germans, the M24, Mi-24V, P and D for the Soviets. So what I'm going to do here is just show you it in this one, just to, kind of give you an idea what it looks like for the rest of them. I believe they all have very similar cockpits, but it is nice to see that this is the first true, real cockpit that we have from, the HD side of things. So let's just take off. There we go. Let's just sort that out a little bit. You can see that the cockpit, if we just turn off the hood, it's very turquoise, and it is definitely HD. It looks really nice. The only thing, and the reason I don't think it looks great is because, well, everything else looks very much, lovely. Everything looks really nice in HD, and then you got this big fat fan in the way, kind of blocking your view. But overall, the Mi-24 cockpit looks really lovely, and I'm very happy that they are slowly but surely adding more HD cockpits to the game. The other set of helicopters which have been added are, of course, the French helicopters. They grace us in update 1.87, and they start off with this little dinky thing. This is the H-34. It has access to a bunch of different armaments, which is lovely, but the main thing to understand is you have the engine which goes through the cockpit next to the pilots, which is hilarious to me. 1420 horsepower on it, and this definitely smacks me as a utility helicopter, which has just had a bunch of armaments kind of slapped on it. So you have the MG4s, the AGM-22s as a loadout, and then you also have a loadout which just has bombs on it, which is kind of interesting to see. You can either bring along 10 50-kilo bombs alongside your 7.62mm Browning machine guns, or you can bring along the load that everybody is going to bring, which is the MG4s plus the AGM missiles, along with the HFARs. So this gets access to 2 AGM-22 missiles and also the HFARs on the side, along with the Browning machine guns, which are sat here. So this is the only secondary armament that makes sense for this machine. I'm not really expecting much from this thing, but it does have access to 2 ATGMs, so anything is possible. That's what I'll say with it. On top of it, it does have an olive drab skin, which is actually really nice to see. Even though the skin doesn't look the best, I'm happy that we have a new vehicle with a new skin. The next one is the Alouette 2 SA-313B, and this is very similar to the one that we have from the German tree. It might actually be exactly the same. Let's see, the A313B and the A313B. Well, it is exactly the same, or at least seems to be exactly the same. It is technically a French helicopter by heart anyway, so it does make sense that it would come to the French tree. It's just kind of a surprise that it's a copy and paste deal. It even has the 4 MG3s that are sat on the tracks here, and it has the SS11s, 4 of them in total. You can also get access to some snebs, 72 of them to be exact, and both of these seem to be just default armaments, so you don't have to pay for either of them when it comes to being able to, having to pay for them when it comes to modifications. You get them both stock, so from the start you're pretty much as powerful as you can be. The only thing you can add is a bit of accuracy and also a little bit of survivability and power in the engine. So overall, that's good for this machine. The SS11s are incredibly slow, and I believe this is the first nation that has 2 9.0 helicopters. No, the Huey is also a 9.0. I take back what I just said. Moving on, we have the SA-316B Alouette 3. So this is one which just got a deblog today, and also is very similar to the premium that is coming out for the French. It also has access to SS-11 missiles, so not the best in the business, and the Pen 500, which is good. The problem is the trajectory speed. 190 meters per second is really not good. It's really bad, and it can suck trying to get the missiles on target to hit anything. The size of the machine as well is kind of interesting. It's got a really blown up front because of the two pilots here, and also this fuel tank, which is sat alongside the transmission with, of course, the turbo maker Artust 2C6 turbo shaft. It all comes together in a wonderful, weird and way to create this wonderful HD model. It just surprises me how big this area is, but I suppose it's big for a reason. The next one is a Gazelle. This is a 9.7 BR French vehicle. There isn't actually a 10.0 for the French. There is a bunch of 9.0s to 9.7s, but no 10.0. My guess that is being saved for something like the Tiger. Anyway, so this is the first proper helicopter I would say the French get. The rest are utility helicopters. Well, this one is still built for utility, but it's definitely more modernized to also be an attack helicopter. It's also got the wonderful tail on it, which is lovely to see. So the engine on this beast is a Turbomeca Artust 2C6 turbo shaft. It has space for two pilots and also a 20mm to just annihilate anything that's in front of you. The basic way that the secondary weapons work for this is you either get some Mighty Mice, Hot 1s, Hot 2s, or Mistrals, and as you can see, they are all mounted on the side without the 20. So whatever happens, whatever you take, you will still have this 20 available to you. So if you've got Hot 1s, still got the 20. If you want to bring Hot 2s, still got the 20. I think this is a lovely little addition. It means that whatever you do, you will be able to fight back against other helicopters or planes, and it will make you, feel good about what's going on. This also has some lovely skins on it. You got a bicolor desert camouflage and also a tricolor as well. And for me, I know it doesn't take. I know it isn't a big thing for a lot of people with the camouflages, but for me it is. I like to have a bit of variety in the game instead of just having the same stuff over and over again. So, yeah, we'll test out the 20, show you what it's like. The next one, the last one in the line, the SA342M Gazelle, doesn't have the same 20, though. The 20 is not mounted on this one in the same way, and instead we have missile systems which are in favor of carrying more. So where the SA341F could only carry 2 Hot 1s, this can carry 4. Where it could carry, 2 of whatever else, it could carry some other stuff. So this can actually bring ATGMs and also anti-air missiles. So that is something to actually think about. Basically means that you can be double as effective in this machine compared to a Gazelle. But what I'm thinking and what I'm worried about is none of these machines, this thing can actually carry 4 Mistrals, which is kind of cool, but none of these machines here that have more than 4 ATGMs. So compared to the H1Z, which can carry 16, along with the Mi-35M, 16 TOWs or 16 Hellfires, the amount of stuff you can do on the battlefield is greatly decreased by the fact that you don't have a crazy armament. So yeah, that kind of sucks in a way, but it is nice that we have you can take more than one type of armament at a time, meaning that you can at least have the versatility of being able to kill, let's say, air-to-air missiles you can use to kill air stuff, and then ground missiles to kill ground stuff. Like that, to me, is kind of cool. The last one is the IAR-316. This is the premium helicopter that the French get access to. And as you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same as this, because it is exactly the same as this. The only difference, I believe, is in the armament. So this gets 4 SS-11s, and that's it. When we look at the IAR, it has a little bit of a mix. You have 6 9M, 14M Malyutkas, and then you have some rockets as well. The missiles pen 650, so they're going to be able to go through a lot of stuff. Maybe not some of the top tier machines, but overall they should be great at going through some of those machines. It also gets 2 camouflages, the standard and then the tricolor lake camouflage, and I'm very happy that this thing actually gets that. Now I just want to test this 20. So overall, with this new French tree, it's looking very middle of the road. It's looking like, in my opinion, it needs a little bit more power when it comes to its weaponry. Ooh, look at those. Look at the doors there. Also has a cockpit placeholder, so we don't have anything crazy in that regard. Let's just put it on hover mode. And it does have variable fire on this 20. What is also interesting, let's take it off hover mode, screw it. Let's go crazy, is that it doesn't move by itself, so in order to shoot it, you have to be able to move it. Let's just do this. Which button is it? There we go. Hit the fire rate. So let's see the different fire rates. Quite a slow, low fire rate. And then quite a high fire rate. I mean, that's pretty much it. So this has access to ATGMs and air-to-air missiles. It looks like the cannon doesn't actually slow down this vehicle that much. I thought it would slow it down a little bit more, but I'm happy that it doesn't. We have some vehicles. Let's just shoot the MBT. Bish, bash, bosh. Okay. Why was that so low? That doesn't really make a lot of sense. Anyway, let's fire the second one. See if we can actually hit its upper glacis this time. There we go. Good explosion. That's what you like to see. And this definitely pushes it down and slightly to the right, but there's no massive movement from this gun, so I'm guessing the kickback isn't as bad as I thought it would be. It's not as bad as that minigun looking thing on the American aircraft. But overall, that's the French helicopters. My general opinion is they look good. They are lacking a little bit in maximum armaments, but I like the versatility. I think the versatility is a lot more fun than just being crazy good and having ridiculous armaments. I think these are much more balanced than some of the other things we've seen. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.